morning, everybody. Ah, I'm Belinda. Welcome to Just Be Yoga and our Saturday morning yoga basics. It's good to virtually see everyone. Please go ahead and comment in so that I can kind of check out who is here at the. Yay, there's Bess. Thank you. We'll give a little bit of time for folks to start to trickle in. Hopefully you've already set up your space. If not, go ahead and get a mat, maybe a block or a stack of books or a chair, for a little bit of a prop. Good morning, Kelly. Kelly, feel free to send us a little picture of your new little baby. Good morning, Jennifer and Kim. So I was saying, go ahead and get your space set up. We also are going to be joined this morning with Anna, our apprentice, offering a nice model, so some postures. Good morning, Thomas. Good to see you back. Nice to see you back. So before we get started today, I just wanted to, every once in a while, give some elements of the studio so people can feel a little bit of our presence. And this, of course, maybe some of you would be familiar with seeing it, but this was created by Juanita Kennedy in, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, 9 years ago, when we had our live yoga at Art Alley, and she had an art exhibit. This is Foam Friends, so all of this work is styrofoam. So it's all been repurposed and created based on our old logo. So that was the Natarajasana dancer pose holding this V. And then it says, the light and love in me includes the light and love in you. So we're holding our whole community in our hearts this morning and celebrating community together as we all gather. With that, I'll say namaste, and the light in me salutes the light in you. And why don't we get started standing? What up, Casey? All right, so we've got Thomas and Claudia and Kelly and Bess. Wonderful. We're going to start standing, and our friend Anna is going to join us as we get ready to get started in our yoga this morning. I'm sure yay. Hey, good morning, Anna.
Tilt my camera a little bit up.
No worries.
See my head.
All right. Why don't we start our morning standing, finding our mountain pose. Now, for me, my legs together is a comfortable place. For some of us, feet a little further apart might feel more comfortable depending on what's going on in our thighs and our hips. So choose where you want to be in your feet. Look at your feet and have them nice and even. And that's just bringing a perspective of balance and equilibrium as we arrive standing to begin our practice. Maybe if you're comfortable, we'll close our eyes and invite ourselves to arrive in our mat and arrive within our practice, arrive within ourselves. Maybe a moment to be able to reflect on, what does that even mean? Arriving in myself. Am I in my feet? What sections of my feet? Have I arrived in my hips and my chest and belly? What does that mean? How do I arrive in my physical body? How do I connect my mind to my body as though they were separate? How do I connect my mind to my body as though they are one? If you're comfortable doing so, go ahead and close the eyes. The eyes are the window into our spirit, but it's also the window into the outside world. Closing those eyes brings our awareness a bit more to our consciousness, to our spiritual existence, to the fact that we're living in this physical shell. Let your gaze go within. See the true person or the true spirit that you're connecting with for practice today. Feel your breath. And if you'd like to join, we'll connect together with a vibration of Om, feeling that vibration inside of our own body and the sound coming out of us. And maybe imagining and feeling the presence of our vibration mingling together. So if you would like, a nice deep inhale together. Beautiful. Let's spread the toes, squeeze the thighs without locking the knees. So, and I love being able to have Anna here to give a body model. So in case every once in a while I might make you suggestions using her body as though I was talking to one of you guys in the room, all right? Let's try not to lock the knees back. We'll breathe in and lengthen the arms up, feeling our mind connect to our arms, directing that action. And then breathe out as we hinge forward and let the upper body hang. Take your time here. It's likely the first time. It is my first time in this kind of forward fold. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly round the spine. So bend the knees a little as we roll the spine up to standing. And see if we can mountain again. Shoulder, chest lifting, chin a little bit level. Good. Check in on the weight in the feet. So maybe shift the weight forward and back in the feet, and then settle in and notice, like, oh, am I all the way back in those heels? Can I bring some weight over the arches? Tailbone under just a hair. Engage your abdominal wall. And we'll breathe in and lengthen up, shoulders down. Exhale, coming forward. Feeling your upper body folding over your bottom body and your mind inhabiting this space. And let's go ahead and grab opposite elbows. For me here, I'm going to widen my legs just a little bit to let my upper body have a little bit more comfort. Not so much smush. And I'll have the knees soft. Maybe shake my head yes or no. Fill up the low back with breath. And allow that this is the sum total of doing and being here. Can my feet accept this space? Can my ankles? Can my neck? Can my shoulder? And then let's roll the spine up. So let the arms go. Rolling that spine up. Patient. And allowing for what did we get to experience here? Let's do a few neck rotations, bringing attention to this upper body, and then we'll work our way down. So we'll bring the chin down and just start to rotate neck. Now, while we're here, don't lose your awareness of your feet, your knees, and your hips. Did we lock the knees? Did our weight start to shift back in those feet? Are we dumping in that tailbone? Can you carry your awareness now into your breath? Just keeping things simple and yet all of the areas to be aware of. Allow for a depth. Breath in, breath out. Let's gradually change direction. Now I'm going to start to slow down my rotation because I started to notice, oh, I was off to the races here this morning. Try to make sure that the abs are still engaged. Maybe scoop the tailbone under a hair. And then we'll find a nice upright space. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Keep applying the downward pressure through the shoulders. Forward, up, back, down. Change direction. Pull it up, forward and down, back, up, forward and down. What do we feel? What muscles and tendons in our back and in between the shoulder blades do we get to recognize? We'll reach the arms up, and then let's send the arms open wide. Now, while we're staying here, try not to send the tailbone back. So scoop that under just a hair, Anna, and then try not to have the weight back in the heels. Let's flex through the wrists, pressing the wrists out. Now, everyone, see if we can imagine pulling both shoulder blades away from one another in the back of the spine. Slow circles. Slow circle rotations. Soften the knees a hair. Soften the existence in the feet. Breath in, breath out. Change direction. Fill up the belly with breath. Slow, deep breaths. Good. Let's reach the arms up. Breath in. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to hang out here for a few breaths. Release any energy or strain from the upper body. Feel the neck being grateful that we've gotten to let that go. Shoulders and arms being grateful that we've gotten to let that go. And then we'll round the spine up, taking our time. And then find that mountain once again. And check in, okay, how is this different than the first time when we were first getting here? We'll start to become a little bit more dynamic now. So choose where you'd like those legs. I'm ready to bring my legs a little closer. Feet are down. No pressure unduly in the heels. Tailbone under, even in my pelvic bowl. Engaging the abs through the front of the ribs. Lifting. Breath in, let's lengthen up. Shoulders are down. Exhale, gentle side bend. Choose a side. Now check in with your neck. You can be looking down or up. Push both feet evenly. Shoulders still relax away from the ears. And let your breath come into that bent side of the ribs. Breath in, breath out. Let your awareness start to check in. What am I experiencing? What am I feeling along the side of my thighs, along the side of my ribs? Is there opening? Is there resistance? Breath in as we lift up, taking our time, feeling the muscles engaged to bring us upright. Breath in. Good. Exhale, other side. Breathing in, breathing out. So now the bent side, push that leg into the floor with a little more firmness. And then see what you get to notice and observe here. Ask yourselves, am I in an even and balanced space in my breath? What's getting revealed to me about how my body moves? What energy was trapped in it over the last few days or even right now? And we'll gradually lift ourselves up, appreciating the muscles that it takes to come up, the mind-body connection that they worked together and actually the body did what we asked it to want it to do. Let's split it open to the left. So that right arm is out in front of us. Left arm is back behind us. Feel your feet pushing down. Now, Anna, try to push that left hip forward a bit and right hip back. Yeah, let's all try to be even in our hips. Don't over squeeze in the inner thighs. Shoulder blades down. Heart is soft and willing to receive. Breath in. Let's come on back upright. Maybe these arms are feeling a little heavy. Feel free to skip anything. And twist to the other direction. Shoulder blades rooted. Pressing the legs down. Lifting. Can we grow tall through the belly button? And try not to try so hard in between the shoulder blades, in the heart space. Breath in, come on back upright, lengthening. Exhale as we hinge at the hips, coming forward. Now, because I brought my legs a little closer together here, I'm feeling a lot more pull in my hamstrings. So we'll get to start to notice that the bands of those hamstrings can get more pressure the closer that the thigh bones come together, and a little less pressure when we're wider apart. See if we can relax your tummy. See how much of your neck and upper back are willing to let go. Good. Let's bend the knees now and lift the chest up. We can just actually rest our hands on the knees, and I've turned sideways so that I can see my knees over my heels, and I'm trying to keep them as much as I can over my heels so that the working is going on in these thighs and a lot of this low core area right here. Go ahead and stick the butt back. I'm going to curve that back. Now scoop it under and stick the butt back. Breath, soft shoulders, and then we'll scoop it under. Good. Let's come all the way up to standing. Reaching behind the back. Maybe hold a strap here. Maybe find a clasp. Hands down. Collarbones open. Shoulder blades down. Go ahead and tilt the chin down and feel your neck here. Breath in. Breath out. Maybe lift the chin up. Try not to dump in your back. Standing tall and erect in that low back. All we're doing is moving the upper back. And then chin down. And then chin up. And then chin down. Good. We'll release those arms. I'm going to step my left leg back. Now take as many steps as you need to step that foot back. I know sometimes we feel as though someone may be like, oh, just step back. Well, if our awareness of our balance and our root isn't there, we should give stability our awareness first. So be cautious and stabilize, and we'll have that back foot flat. Aim those toes to the front corner of your mat, bending that right knee, hands to the hips, and let's just twist the hips a little left and right, and just feel out what's going on in our hips and our legs. Nice. Good. And then settle in where you think that your hips are forward. Back leg as straight as it wants to be. Growing tall through the top of the head, chin is level. Hands could be a prayer. And maybe you want some energy to lift up. Doing so, the core is going to be a little bit more engaged, held accountable. So choose how much work we want to do for Warrior 1. Virabhadrasana 1. Breath in, breath out. Try to ungrip somewhere. Maybe it's in your face. Breath in, breath out. All right, we're going to bring ourselves up. So maybe just as we came back, maybe we'll take a few steps to come up. Remember, choose stability first and pay attention to how you're going to get where you're going. We'll get ready for the other side. So I'm going to step my other leg back. Doing that check in with my hips again. No rush if you're still kind of getting yourself in position. This is your practice. Try to get out of the thought right now that you're trying to keep up with me or Anna or anyone. We're here to feel out. What's good? It's my leg, my body. Maybe close the eyes. Feel the air on your skin. Feel your awareness inside of your body. Notice aspiring going on inside of you, efforting, versus just acceptance or being, just being where we are. Perhaps you want to lift. Now our left knee is forward. Maybe pull the left hip back a bit and push the right hip forward. And if that went into your ear hole, into your brain, and it said, what? Don't worry about it. All right, we're going to step our way back up to the top of our mat, finding our mountain. We're going to come up onto the tippy toes and heels, working out those feet a little bit. They were probably feeling a little bit of pressure. Good. I'm going to take my left arm across my chest, maybe wrapping behind that left shoulder, and twist a little bit to the right. Breath in, breath out. Releasing. Maybe shake that out. I'm going to get ready for the other side. Just working it out, twisting. Breath in, breath out. Hips forward. Good, let's release. Now let's see if we can pull some of all of those elements together in a bit of a flow. Don't go so fast as you lose your stability. Okay, so maybe listen to my cues, but if you need to go a little more slowly, go a little bit more slowly. We'll breathe in and lengthen upward. Breathe out, side bend. Let's see if we can do one breath to a movement. Breath in as we lift and reach back up. Breath out as we come over. Inhale, lifting and reaching, rooting through the legs. Exhale, taking it forward, letting the neck and the head go. Bending the knees, lifting the chest, chair. Scoop the tailbone back and under. Back and under. Back and under. Coming up to standing. We're going to step that left leg back. Maybe one big step, maybe a few steps for stability. Try to look at your front heel and your back heel and don't have them on the same line if you can. Not a tightrope if you can. So maybe a little wide. I'm going to widen my stance here. Good. Breath in, reaching the arms up. Breath out. Breath in, let's straighten the front leg a bit. And breath out. Sink it down. Good. Try to see if the back heel can stay down. Pushing that left hip forward a little. Breath in, straighten. Breath out, bend. Now start to ask yourselves, would you prefer to have your arms down? Make a choice. Breath in and straighten. Breath out, sink. I'm going to stay here now and feel the pressure in the baby toe edge of the back foot, asking this left hip to rotate forward. And then see if we can bring some attention to this low back, pulling that tailbone under ahead. Ooh, notice what I'm feeling in my back, a little bit in that hip flexor. We're going to make our way up to the top of our mat, maybe one step, maybe a few. Choose stability first. Let's transition out of that. Breathing in, let's reach, shoulders down. Exhale, releasing upper body. Ah. Roll your spine up to standing. Maybe lift your head last. And we'll get ready for the other side. Stepping the other leg back. Left hip back, right hip forward. Arms up if you want. Maybe start here, checking in on that tailbone. Breath in, straighten. Try not to lock the knee though. Exhale, bend. Want to be in equilibrium in our body in as many areas as we can. Breathe in and straighten. Feel your hips, feel your legs. Exhale, sink. Maybe close the eyes. Breath in. Breath out. Try to push that right hip forward a little bit, Anna. Breath in. Breath out. Now, when we encounter some limitation, let's not apply ourselves harder. Let's just observe, oh, that's tight. Not, oh, let me eliminate the tightness. We get to say, this is me existing with the tension. Breath in, maybe lifting, stepping the legs up. Good, breath in, maybe lift the chest up. Pay attention, I'm not saying back bend. Exhale, we're going to come forward and let the upper body go. Let's go ahead and lengthen the spine up. Maybe Anna will turn, yeah, she's already turned sideways. Let's see about getting a block out in front of us. I'm going to get my block. I'm going to get one of the big ones. So notice kind of at a tabletop standing here. I'm going to bring my attention to my feet and where they are, making sure that they're even. I don't have them together. That's not where I want them to be. Now I'm going to jam my knees back so that you guys can see my knees back. And now I'm going to give them just a little bit of a give. Now, how much energy can we do to pull the chest forward? Pulling the chest forward, squeezing your thighs. What did that do to locking the knees? Good. Let your gaze stay down, but imagine someone's got a hold of either side of your ears and they're lengthening the head forward. Now I'm going to bring the right hand down beneath the face, stand in that arm, and then we're going to twist this left hand open, but we can just rest it on the hip. Good. Now stay with it. I'm going to come up and take a peek at Anna. Maybe shift a little bit further forward into the front of the toes there, Anna. Nice. And see about revolving from the belly button, but trying to keep the legs rooted down. Breath in, belly big. Breath out, relax. Bring both hands down. And let's switch it out. Bring that left hand maybe toward the center of the block. Starting to revolve. Now that right hand could rest on the hip. Perhaps some of you want to start practicing lengthening that arm straight. If so, no strain in the shoulders as we expand the arms up. If one knee needs to bend, bend both of them. Breath in. Breath out. Now, we're revolving from the middle of us. Check in. What am I doing with my neck? And am I comfortable there? Breath in. Breath out. Shoulders soft. Good. Release and forward fold. Let everything go. You can let the arms go. Let the upper body go. Swing or sway from side to side. All right, we're going to do a little bit of some hip opening, standing before we come down to our mat. So I'm going to bring our hands to the block once again. And let's really steady ourselves in our legs. I've had to bring my feet a little closer together. I'm going to shift my chest over my thumbs on this block. and lift the left leg up behind us. Now don't worry about closing a hip or anything. We're doing enough just to stand on one leg and use two arms like another leg. So, yay, winning. Breath in, pull the chest forward. Breath out, relax. Slowly, let's see about twisting the hip open. Trying to stack that left hip a little bit on top of the right. So that hip is feeling open. Maybe point and flex your foot, but if that's too much and starts to take us off balance, that's legit. Close the hip first, so aim the hip to face the floor. And pull the knee to the belly, out to the side, up and back. A little bit of a hip rotation. Bring the knee into the chest, not a little bit, right? It's a lot. And open, up, and back. Go ahead and bring that foot down. And if we need to shake that other leg out, absolutely legit. And then when we're ready, we'll reestablish, check in where we are in those feet and those legs. Maybe lean the chest a little bit further forward over that block if you can, Anna. But if that block is too squishy to support weight, I thoroughly understand. We'll lift the other leg up and back. Say again?
It's pretty squishy.
Good. There we go. Chest. Let's all give a little bit more attention to lifting the chest up and lengthening that forward. Thank and appreciate that left leg that we're standing on. Breath in, breath out. Slowly take your time and feel your waist twisting open, twisting the hip, kind of rotating that right thigh a little bit. Don't go beyond your edge. Remember, stability first. Maybe you point and flex that back leg. Check in what's going on with the breath. Close the hip, taking our time. Nice. Now we'll pull that knee to the belly, out to the side, up, back, and in. Slowly, one more rotation. Out, back, and in, and bring it down. Let's go ahead and set the block aside. We've worked some of our legs a bit. Breath in and lift it up halfway. First time at what's called half flat back or Ardha Uttanasana. I'm going to deliberately bend my knees here and pull the chest forward. Takes a little bit of the load off of the back to do so with the knees bent. And then forward fold. And then let's place our hands down. Now, to bring your hands to the floor, we might need fingertips here and then step back a little bit. But let's see if we can bring the hands flat first. And then we're using those arms like they're new legs, okay? And just shift forward and back a little. Bring some weight forward into the arms and back. And now start to step the legs back. Push the butt up. We're just going to walk our way or creep our way into a down dog. So keep the butt to the air as you start to take your time and walk your feet back. See how much you can soften your upper back. Do a nice, deep, calm breath. Now look up and take as many steps as you need to bring your feet as close to your hands as you can. Try to keep your hands flat though. And then just notice how far you can go. How confined do you feel? How smushed do you feel? Now let's see if we can bring some weight in the arms and start to walk the feet back. Feeling your arms have to become your new legs so that you can start to make your way back to your down dog. Let your head go. That's so much trust we have to have for these arms. One more time, we're going to look forward. Maybe you're going to test out how big of a step could you take? Or do you really need to take a bunch of itty-bitty steps? Hey, they're all legit. They are steps carrying us in life. I'm not going to judge what kind of steps I get to take. I'm just happy I get to take them. Breath in, Breath out. Last time, we're going to walk back, making our way to some sort of down dog. Thank your arms. Test in with those arms and your core. How can they support us? And then we'll bring the knees down. Nice. And let's make our way to a seated space. So go ahead and get your legs out in front of you. Maybe pull some fleshy bits out of the way. And then we'll sit with as much of an erect spine as we can. Let's point and flex. This is the first time we've gotten to take the weight out of our feet. Ankle rotations, they feel yummy for my little ankles. Change direction. Good, let's go ahead and grab our strap. And we'll bring the strap to the bottoms of the feet. Your legs can be either farther apart or together, just not as wide as the mat, all right? So imagine right now, when we had our hands on a block, we're in the same shape in our bodies right now, but our relationship to gravity has changed. So notice what muscles have to do a little bit more work, holding that torso, shoulder blades are down, pressing the backs of the legs into the floor. Breath in, pull the spine upward. Exhale, lengthen the chin toward your shins. Soften your low back. Elbows out to the sides a little bit more if you can, Anna. Good. Slide your shoulder blades away from your ears. And imagine you could extend your neck out of your own turtle shell. Breath in. Breath out. Let go of aspiration. Let's come into acceptance. Let go of effort. Come into just being. And then let's roll the spine up. I'm going to set this strap aside. And I'm going to turn and face you all. And let's bring this left leg, I'm going to call it my left leg, up. And then let's see what some sort of cradle looks like. Chest lifting upright. So Anna's going to know Dandasana. I want to see Dandasana still in your body. Spine going upward, and that right leg is extended out in front of you. Kind of like a right angle, for those of you who don't know what Dandasana is, a staff pose. Let's just rock this hip side to side a little, seeing whatever kind of range wants to go in this area of our body. Breath. Notice too, how do we treat ourselves in our mind when we run into any sort of discomfort or an obstacle? Good. I'm going to extend that leg out, but hold on to it under your hamstring. Good. Now, some of you have been coming to the studio before pandemic. Talked about turning the key in the socket. Let's see if we can rotate this ball this way, jiggling a key in the socket. And then notice what we feel in there. Breath. Good. Pull that leg up as high as it'll go, and it may not go very high. You could walk your hands up, breath in. And now let's go to Janu Sirsasana. I'm going to bring that foot up against the inner thigh. All right. So as you can see, Anna has a really good range. I'm not going to say a good range. She has a range of movement in her hips that lets her bring that foot way up toward the groin. But that isn't a requirement. That foot could be toward your knee, maybe even further down toward the ankle. So choose. If you need or want, you could put a block under that knee to give it a little bit of assistance, because if that hip is feeling achy to have it open, give yourself support always. Chest is lifting, feeling the muscles of your chest, holding yourself, supporting you upright. And let's let the upper body come forward. Now, I don't like to cue using a potential strap or anything here, because straps and those kind of props bring in the element of efforting. Can we just allow what is and whatever will release to release? Breathing in, breathing out. Let your mind's eye and awareness come to the back of that right leg. Perhaps point and flex the right toe and ankle and observe what you feel there. Feeling a straight up the center of the calf. Oh yeah, I feel that. Feeling my low back a bit. Just started to notice my upper back was trying to hold itself up. And that wasn't just being, so I'm gonna just let everything go. And bring ourselves up. Taking your time. Let's go ahead and get that strap again. We're going to come into what's called Paschimottanasana, or east-west stretch. So we'll bring the strap to the bottoms of the feet. Flex the toes to the face, coming up so I can see Anna a bit. Shoulders down. Scoop your tailbone under just a hair. It looks like you're protruding that tailbone back a bit. Good. Chin level. When you are ready. So she's got a strap. I'm going to bring my hands to my toes. So we're going to show two different versions. And we can lift the chest up and then start to let that upper body chin toward the shins. Relax your belly muscles. Fill yourselves up with breath intention. And then we'll gradually bring ourselves up, set that strap aside, and we'll get ready for that other side of asking that right leg in and see about some sort of cradling underneath of that shin. When we're ready, just give it a gentle rock. So it's a different range coming into this hip than when we do the turning of the key. So we get to touch different areas inside of the very complex hip socket. I love spending time in this cradle, appreciating just how complex that hip socket is and all that it does for me. I really take for granted the range of movement in strength and relaxation that this hip offers me. Good, I'm going to release that, and then let's see about just straightening it out in front of us. Holding on under the hamstring, chest up, maybe traveling those hands up. Gently invite the leg up, and if it says, I don't want to go there, we say, that's okay, you don't have to. Breath in, breath out. Chest up, shoulders down. Nice. And now let's get ready for Janu Sirsasana on this side. So perhaps that heel comes up toward this thigh? Maybe not. And there's a whole, list of reasons why it may not want to go there, from various injuries to just how we are built to what we did yesterday. Remember, if you need a little support under that knee, go ahead and give it to yourself. Aim that chest forward. Chest is up. Before we go anywhere, let's just have a breath and sit in contentment in our bodies in this shape. Yoga means create a connection. Connecting our awareness into the body and the body to our awareness. Feeling their two distinct existences and their combined existence as one. Want to hit that pause button now and again, because I can get so wrapped up into going and doing. But what does this moment have to offer me in being and seeing and accepting and appreciating? Now, if you want, we can lengthen that upper body forward. And remember, I said I like to have some of those forward fold spaces without a strap. So letting Anna hang out where she is, she's looking like she has a degree of comfort. But it's absolutely legit that if she's going forward and I'm going forward and looking like I'm just draping there and having a good time, and you're going forward, looks like this, it can be pretty freaking frustrating, right? So go ahead and use the strap a bit and give a little bit of pull and see if there's movement. What's going on inside of us in our mind when we're confronted with the non-movement? Santosha is an element of yoga, contentment. What is our relationship with contentment? We get to practice that here and now. Right? We don't need some super intro to start to come up against what are called our obstacles, our kleshas. And then let's bring ourselves up. So our obstacles in our yoga can be our fears, can be our ego. I'm going to raise my own hand on that one. Our ignorance, things I don't know, and the things I like to not act like I don't know. So many elements that can be in our way. Let's go ahead and bring our feet together. So the yoga practice isn't about just alignment and muscularly and tendon-wise, what's in the way of me finding my fullest range. We get to use them as examples, as metaphors of what's in our way inside. Yoga isn't a physical exercise, a fitness exercise. It's self-actualizing and self-realization exercise. Yeah, that's what it is, man. All right, we can hold our shin or ankles, press those inner thighs open, feel what's going on in your groin, respect it. Don't jack those heels up to the groin if this is what happens, all right? Take a moment too and notice, are we coveting, going, but I want my hips to be man, accept and love those hips you got. Let's pull the chest up. Tilt chin up and down. Bringing that awareness back up into the upper body. Maybe open your jaw and stretch that too. Maybe stick your tongue out and wiggle it around. Maybe you don't have a ton of people who have to see you. Maybe they'll be like, I can do that here at home because I sure as heck wouldn't do it at the studio. Or I would do it. Video. Right? Let's turn our neck left, right. I actually am doing it in the studio. A few neck rotations. And then change your direction. Good. And we'll come to a central space and allow that upper body to come forward. With every exhale, see if you can let your own inner balloon deflate. Feel that pressure that we release within ourselves. Take the pressure off of self. Start to notice, how deeply invested are we in performing? And can we deflate away from a performance model? And just get real in feeling and seeing what's going on. Where's the fight in my hips? What are the obstacles to any degree of freedom that might be there for me? Do I even believe that there is a freedom right here for me? We'll gradually bring ourselves up to sitting upright and invite ourselves to come on down onto our backs. Remembering to give ourselves support and stability so you can use those arms and guide your spine down. And we'll invite the knees into the chest, giving them a hug. Maybe rocking and rolling. Feel the effects of our standing poses. The mindful way in which we have moved inside of our body, thanking our body with gratitude for what it wants to give us, for the house that it is for our spirit. Arms open wide, shape of a T. Soften the shoulder blades. They don't have to be ready to perform in any way for us. And we'll gradually let the knees fall over to the right or left, whatever you want. And just let your body kind of splat here. Before we come out of this side of the twist, see if you can scan your body with your awareness and ask every body part that you become aware of if it can let go. What is it currently doing? And can it let go of doing? And it's okay if the answer is no. But we're sharpening our awareness muscles, especially if we thought we were doing nothing. And come to find out, there was a whole bunch of doing going on. And then we get to practice kindness in our observation of the non-doing. Let's gradually bring the knees back up to center and feel your core and your back muscles have to help that cause. And we'll gently let the knees fall on over to the other side. Yoga is a practice of connection. How is our mind connecting to our body right now? Is it connecting in a hypercritical way? Is it connecting in a loving and kind way? In a curious observation way? What is the how that we are observing? What is the how of our breath? What is the how of level of acceptance we are practicing right now? And we'll gradually bring the knees back, feeling the how of that action. We'll bring the hands to the knees and maybe stretch your spine, lifting your forehead up to your knees. Maybe not. Practice your choice right here. Do you need more efforting, or has your practice revealed to you today that you need a little bit less efforting? Breath in, breath out. Lowering the chest down. Lengthen one leg out to the front of the mat and place it there and let it go. And then lengthen the other leg out to the front of the mat and place it on the earth and let it go. Let your feet and your legs be as they are right now. And accept that that is how they arrived on the earth. Accept where your hips are. Accept feeling the weight of your body yielding to gravity right here. Accept and observe an urge to change something. Accept your shoulders and the weight of the arms, your neck and your jaw as they are. Be intentional right now about whether your eyes are open or closed. Feeling the how of your gaze. Feeling the how of your being. Feel the breath at the entrance of your nostrils and where it goes inside of your body. Feel your body accepting your breath. Give yourself permission to practice more non-doing and practice observing the non-doing. Let's stretch. Maybe rotate wrists, ankles. Eventually joining in an upright seated space together. Thanks for joining for practice with us today, everyone. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga. Anna has been joining us as a wonderful practitioner. The light and love in me honors and salutes the light and love in you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Man, I be cutting that so close. I cut that so close all the time.